30 minutes to build one application from scratch. Can Claude Code do it? Now I'm going to build an inventory tracker which has dashboard, database, charts, and the ability to manage invoices. And I'm going to do it without writing a single line of code. The timer starts right now. Now this is the prompt that I'm using to build the Invoice Tracker. The Invoice Tracker will be a simple web app which uses Streamlit for the user interface. And for the data, it will use an SQLite database. Now just to make things easy for Claude, I've got an Excel workbook here ready to go, and it provides a list of sample invoices that we can use. So let's drag that file from Windows Explorer into the chat. And there you can see it is attached. There are two parts to this application. The first part is a dashboard with all the key numbers and charts, and the second part manages the invoices. I'm also giving Claude Code a custom skill for writing Python. Think of a skill as a saved set of instructions Claude can reuse on relevant projects. Let's run Claude and see what happens. Once Claude starts running, it gives us details of every step. It's actually very interesting to read. You get to see exactly what goes into building an application. First, Claude opens and examines the Excel file that we gave it, and then 2 minutes in, Claude sketches the layers. So what is a layer? A layer is a way of separating code into different sections, with each section having a specific job. So for this application, we've got a user interface layer, which is what the user sees, the data layer, which stores and retrieves data, and the logic layer, which is the rules of the application. And the idea is to keep different jobs separate, which makes the code easier to build, understand, and change. It's really interesting to see how Claude is thinking about layers, and if you were new to software design, you can actually learn a lot. If we fast forward another 1 minute and 40 seconds, Claude has finished writing the code. But Claude doesn't stop there. Claude opens the app in a browser to try it out. It tests all the different parts of the Invoice Tracker, which is really impressive. Now, when I used Claude first, I thought it would just hand over a bunch of code and wish me the best of luck with it. But it really does a lot more. At 10 minutes and 20 seconds, Claude is finished. It gives us a quick summary of what it built, and it tells us about a couple of judgment calls it made along the way. Now, this is important because coding is all about making decisions, and it's useful to know why Claude did stuff in a certain way. And at the bottom, you can see it gives us instructions on how to run the application ourselves. Let's take a quick look at what Claude has created for us before we actually run it. Now here we can see the main file, which is the starting point for running this application. And at first glance, it looks pretty good. The code is simple and easy to read and appears to do what we asked. If we go then and take a look at the data file, you can see we've got functions that read data from the database. We've got get invoice by ID, get next invoice number, and so on. The logic file has business functions such as parse date text, is invoice overdue, calculate KPIs, and so on. And if we check the SQLite database, we can see that it has the invoice records that we provided to Claude. Now this all looks good, but of course we won't know for sure until we actually run the code. As we saw already, we got instructions to install the packages and run the application. But I want Claude to handle everything. So while Claude gets to work, let's skip ahead and see how it did. Okay, that took 3 minutes, longer than I was hoping, and we're already halfway through our time. So from here, I really need Claude to get things right. Okay, let's check the code and see if we have any errors. Now we open the Problems tab using Ctrl-Shift-M, and you can see we have a list of similar looking problems. I'm going to right click on the first error, copy it, and then paste it into Claude Code. Now hopefully Claude won't take too long to fix this because the clock is ticking. Okay, so Claude tells us this is an error to do with type checking, but it's not really a big deal. It's caused by Pylance being very strict, which is actually a good thing. Claude is now going to fix the error and check the code again. So that took 34 seconds, which is not too bad. So let's go back to VS Code and see what's happened. And there we go. All the errors are gone. So Claude has fixed them all. Now there's one more thing I want to change. Right now we're told to run a command in a terminal to start our Streamlit app. But I want something more convenient. I want to be able to press F5 in VS Code and have the app start and open in the browser. I want to be able to debug it if I need to do so. So let's enter that prompt, and when it's done, we should hopefully be able to run our Invoice Tracker application and see what Claude has built. That took just over 2 minutes, so we're now down to less than 10 minutes. So let's go straight to VS Code and let's run the application and see what happens. I'm going to press Ctrl plus F5 to run our application so we can finally see what it looks like. What you'll notice is this opened our application in the browser without us having to run any commands in the terminal. Now here's the application itself, and honestly it looks pretty good. We haven't written a single line of code, and it's taken us around 20 minutes to get this far. Let's make sure it actually works though. I'll filter by pending, and there we go. We can search by invoice number too. I'll search for 13, and it finds it straight away. Now let's try something more important. I'll update this invoice, change the amount, mark it to paid, and add the pay date. Let's save it. And there we go. Back in the list, you can see the new amount and the new status. So we can also add new invoices. I'll speed through this one. And it's added. So far, everything is working. And remember, we haven't written a single line of code ourselves. Now let's see what Claude has built for the dashboard. Now the dashboard looks really well. And in a moment, we're going to push Claude even harder. But before we do that, I want to make sure the numbers are right. So I checked all the totals against the data. And believe it or not, they were correct, which is certainly impressive. Now we've one final task for Claude. The totals on the screen look a bit basic, so we want to update them to be more like the screenshot. And I also want to color format the status column. This is the prompt we're giving Claude Code, and hopefully it can finish the whole thing within the 7 minutes we have left. So let's hit enter and see what happens. Okay, it took 6 minutes. Now comes the moment of truth. Did it actually work first time? Let's run the code and see what we've got. And there you go, we've got the coloured cards we asked for, and I have to say, it's looking pretty good. Now let's click View All Invoices. You can see the status column has been updated exactly as we wanted. It's also updated the overdue column, which we didn't actually ask for, but hey, we'll take it. And that's it. In just 30 minutes, Claude Code has built this complete invoice application without me writing a single line of code. If you'd like to try this for yourself, you can download all the prompts I used using the link in the description below. And if you want to learn more about building simple web apps with Python, check out the video on the screen now.